My father canceled my plane ticket and texted me 3 words. Walk home. I stared at the message, then laughed. Not because it was funny. Because I finally understood what he was doing. 3 hours earlier, Robert had demanded that I co-sign a business loan so large it could have destroyed my financial future. I refused. I was 35, financially independent, and after 4 years of quietly paying my sister Claire's tuition, my parents' taxes, my father's truck payments, and helping my brother Jason's business plans, I had finally said, no. This was his punishment. He expected me to panic, buy another ticket, apologize, and keep funding everyone. Instead, I typed, "You sure?" Then I put my phone away. For the first time, I wasn't afraid of losing my family. I was wondering how they would survive without my money. And if you want to see what happened next, subscribe, hit like, and tell me in the comments, what would you have replied to my father? My name is Megan Carter, and for 4 years, my family treated my success like a shared bank account. I was 35, had a stable career, my own home, and no debt beyond my mortgage. My father, Robert, knew that. So did my mother, Linda, my sister Claire, and my brother Jason. Whenever someone needed help, they called me. Claire needed tuition? I paid. Dad needed truck installments? I covered them. Mom and Dad were short on property taxes? I handled them. Jason needed money to prepare his new business? I invested quietly. I never complained. They called it family. But everything changed when Robert asked me to co-sign a massive loan for his company. The debt was so large that one failure could have put my house at risk. I said no. Robert didn't argue. He simply smiled and said, "Then don't expect me to treat you like family." Now, standing alone at the airport with a canceled ticket, I realized his words had never been a threat. They had been a plan. And I had just discovered that the punishment was only beginning. I spent the night at the airport, not because I couldn't afford another ticket, but because I refused to reward Robert's cruelty. By morning, my phone was exploding. Claire, Megan, what did you do? Jason, Dad says you abandoned us. Then Linda called. She didn't ask if I was safe. She asked when I would send Claire's next tuition payment. That was when something inside me went completely quiet. I opened my banking app and looked at every recurring payment connected to my family. Tuition. Truck installments. Taxes. Business expenses. Travel reservations. For 4 years, I had called those payments love. Now I saw them differently. They had become expectations. I canceled the upcoming family trip I had paid for. I stopped the voluntary transfers. I didn't demand a single dollar back. I simply stopped giving new money. Then Robert called. His voice was cold. "You're making a huge mistake." I looked at the canceled ticket still sitting in my email. "No, Dad," I said. "I'm finally making my own decision." He went silent. Then he said something that made me realize he knew exactly what I had just done. I didn't ask Robert what he meant. I already knew. For years, every crisis followed the same pattern. Someone demanded money, I fixed it, and everyone moved on. This time, I stopped moving. I reviewed my bank records and found something disturbing. Robert's requests always increased after I helped him. Claire's tuition was never just 1 semester. Jason's business expenses kept growing. Even family vacations were booked around my credit card. Then I checked my messages. Robert had written to my aunt, Margaret, 2 days before canceling my ticket. I called her. She hesitated before saying, "Megan, your father planned this." My stomach tightened. "He told me refusing the loan would teach you a lesson," Margaret continued. "He said canceling your ticket would make you panic and come crawling back." I didn't interrupt. For the first time, the pieces fit perfectly. The canceled ticket. The threats. The sudden calls about money. Robert hadn't lost control. He had planned the humiliation. So I made my own plan. I wouldn't confront him yet. I would let him believe his punishment had worked, while I quietly gathered every message, payment, and document proving exactly what he had done. But Margaret had one more thing to tell me. And it was worse than the ticket. Margaret's voice dropped. Your mother knew. I froze. I had expected Robert to be cruel. I wasn't prepared to hear that Linda had helped him. Margaret sent me screenshots of their messages. Robert had written, "Once Megan realizes she needs us, she'll stop acting independent." Linda replied, "She needs to understand that family comes first. Cancel the ticket. She'll panic." My hands went cold. I saved everything. Then I opened my own records, 4 years of tuition payments, truck installments, property taxes, business transfers, and travel expenses. I wasn't collecting evidence to demand repayment. I was documenting the truth. That afternoon, Robert called again. "Are you coming home?" I almost laughed. He thought I was still playing by his rules. "Of course," I said calmly. "We need to talk." He sounded relieved. "Good. We'll have everyone there." I ended the call and looked at Margaret. She asked, "What are you going to do?" I finally answered. "I'm going to let them tell the story first." But there was one problem. Robert had already planned the meeting, and I had no idea what he intended to use against me. The family meeting was scheduled for Sunday at my parents' house. Robert wanted an audience. Linda, Claire, Jason, and 2 relatives would be there. Margaret warned me that he planned to accuse me of using money to control everyone. I expected that. What I didn't expect was Claire calling me the night before. "Megan, please just apologize," she whispered. "Dad says if you don't, he'll make sure everyone knows how selfish you are." I asked one question. "Did you know about the ticket?" Silence. Then Claire whispered, "Yes." My chest tightened, but I didn't argue. Instead, I thanked her and hung up. That was the final piece. The next morning, I arrived at the house carrying one folder. Robert smiled when he saw me. "Finally," he said. "Maybe you're ready to understand what family means." I sat down. "I understand perfectly." He began accusing me of controlling everyone with money. I let him speak. I didn't interrupt. I didn't defend myself. Then Robert turned to the room and said, "Tell them why you canceled her ticket, Megan." The room went silent. He had just made one mistake. He thought I was going to answer. Instead, I opened my folder. I placed the folder on the table and opened it. Inside were 4 years of bank statements, tuition receipts, tax payments, truck installments, business transfers, and every message Robert had sent about the canceled ticket. I looked at him. "You said I use money to control this family. So let's look at who actually made money a weapon." I played Margaret's screenshots on my phone. Robert's message appeared first. "Cancel her ticket. She'll panic and come back." Then Linda's reply. "She needs to understand she can't walk away from family." Nobody spoke. Claire started crying. Jason stared at the floor. Then Linda finally whispered, "I knew about the plan." I turned toward her. She admitted she wanted me to feel dependent on the family for once. Then Claire confessed she had known too. The room became completely silent. Robert tried to interrupt, but I raised my hand. "I never asked you to repay me. I only stopped paying." That sentence hit harder than any accusation. Robert had wanted to prove I needed them. Instead, he had shown everyone exactly how much they needed me. But he still wasn't ready to admit what his plan had cost him. Robert never truly apologized. He said he was trying to protect the family, but he never admitted that canceling my ticket was deliberate punishment. So I ended the payments completely. I kept every dollar I had already given. I asked for nothing back. I simply stopped funding them. Robert could no longer afford the truck payments, so he returned the company truck and began renting equipment. Jason abandoned his expensive business plan and started small with his own savings. Claire finished college with her own financial aid and part-time work, graduating one semester late. Linda eventually apologized, but I chose distance. I blocked Robert's personal number, removed him as an emergency contact, and updated my legal and financial documents. Months later, I flew alone to California. Sitting beside the ocean, I finally understood the truth. My family hadn't been afraid of losing me. They had been afraid of losing what I provided. Robert had canceled my ticket to make me feel powerless. Instead, he gave me the courage to stop buying my place in my own family. I didn't get revenge by destroying them. I simply stopped rescuing them. And that was enough. If this story made you feel that Megan finally chose herself, hit the like button and let me know in the comments. Would you have walked away from your family after what her father did? Your opinion could spark a powerful conversation. And if you enjoy emotional stories about betrayal, silent revenge, and unexpected consequences, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss the next story.